Alright, welcome back to our second round with the Blood Wild Aspect Aggro deck. This seems like a little medium minus, but it's got 2-drop into Speed, Runeer, Hierophant. We've got quite a bit of resources, but this Necropolis coin we can pay 2 and discard it to draw another card while draining our opponent for 2, so this is probably okay. This will attack as a 3-2, so we'll be attacking for 6 on turn 3, which is pretty reasonable. Opponent looking like they're playing the Redlings deck, potentially. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and play the Blood Shard and play the Yazukan's Fanatic. This Sharpshooter could actually make this indestructible, invincible later on by conscripting a troop. Plus, I want to start getting this ticking up with its Rage ability. Burr's lucky, yep. So this is definitely making wild. And then, yeah, I think I'm just offering a trade here. This card's actually very powerful in my opponent's deck. So if they want to trade with either of our guys, that's fine here. This gives all of my Underworld troops lethal in addition to +1/+1, so either of these will trade with their 4/4 here. The little skull there means. And they're just taking it here. They know that that troop's pretty important. This gives them another troop type on the board, so like if they play an Underworld Crusader, for instance, next turn, and activate Ivan's Slagpot, they'll create 2 Dreadlings. Hopefully we're able to race here. It's gonna be close, that's for sure. Yep, there's the Crusaders. Their draw is very strong here. If they've got a Lasgard's Vengeance ticking down to their hand, we're going to be hard-pressed to race it. So they're cracking us for 9 here, down to 9. Turn that back into a 4/4 for themselves. They don't have Lasgard's Vengeance. We could be in an okay spot here, potentially. So I definitely want to play this Blood Shard out. I could play this, and then play the 1-drop, which will make this a 5/5, so it can survive Lasgard's Vengeance. That seems pretty good. I probably should have let him the Sharpshooter here, just to see what conscript we get. We get a Blood Bearer. Sweet. And then I think I want to sacrifice my 0/3 here to gain 3 life and draw a card. Go up to 13. Crack with both of these. This is going to be 10 points of damage here. This turns into 4, and this is 6. If they Lasgar's me, this gains me life when my other troops die. So we're trying to dodge Lasgar's plus Cremate here, because Lasgar's plus Cremate means they can clear our entire board, which would probably mean we lose the game. If they don't have a way to take this off the table, we could be in an okay spot, though. Opponent in the tank here. Hopefully this means they don't just have a Lasgar's Vengeance to shove down my throat. And that's how a lot of these aggro matchups end up a lot of the time. Like, we just get into a position where, like, we can't really... That's hopefully pretty good for us. And this counts itself when it dies. That's good. Between this cheap shot to make this guy... Cheap shot's really good with Yazukan's Fanatic because it can make this invincible as a quick action, which is hot. That's unfortunate. Cracking us for 7 here. Yep, no blocks. Another cheap shot. I think I'm just playing this out in passing, honestly. I guess I could plan to double chump it next turn, but that seems risky. This way, next turn, I can... End step, I can cycle this coin. I can use these cheap shots as combat tricks here. Okay, that's fine. Good quality cheap shot target. So that's just gonna have rage 1. That seems fine. I'm just making sure this doesn't have the return it to their hand. So these die to cheap shots. This dork has their other things locked down, which is nice. This is going to produce a Dreadling. Something like this larger when it attacks. All of these will have lethal when they attack, which is great. We have to cycle this, costing them 2 life. So I'll put them down to 6, which makes our Runeer lethal. Another sharpshooter, okay. That coming into play makes the Runeer bigger. This coming into play makes the Runeer bigger. This coming into play makes the Runeer bigger. Tactician's kind of cute. What are we doing here? Feel like if their last card was Lasgars, we would have died by now. I'm gonna start by cheap shotting this and see what we get. They're gonna sacrifice this to one of these two, probably the 2/2. I want to kill these now as opposed to on their turn because that way these get smaller. They could turn into 3/3s on their turn. Conscript to 1-drop here. Eager Lackey, that's pretty decent. Cheap shot this one, see what we get. Yep. I'll put this Eager Lackey out, which makes my Runeer slightly larger again. Oh, is that good? I can't tell if that one is good or not. And then yeah, we're dead to a castable slide guard regardless of how we cut this. I think I'm just supposed to attack like this. It's possible I'm supposed to attack with this too, honestly, but I guess this makes another Dreadling next turn, which is nice. So this again has lethal from the Runeer trigger, so this is going to kill whatever they block it with. Oops, they go down to 4 here. They're pretty done on board here, so they need a miracle. They need a Lasgar's Vengeance. That's always the miracle they're looking for. And they did not get there, so we are victorious. Do we want to become more interactive in this matchup, or do I want to become more defensive? I feel like more Gallows Gas is probably good with speed and intimidate. This probably is going to let us steal some games here. And that means I have to take speed off of one of these Runeer Hierophants because you can only have 4 of each gem. Yeah, Zuscan Fanatic was okay there, but I feel like the X one's going to be a little bit mediocre on average. I'm actually going to trim all of them and bring in a Gemborn. And then I think I want some of these Strangles and Rotcasts here out of the reserves. Preps and Tree of Nulzan. Aspect of the Scroll sweet because it like lets us make our guys survive Lasgars. Yeah, I think I'm going to trim... Nah, there's no way trimming the O3 is right here. Maybe the Sharpshooter's not good enough on the draw. Just like trim those and bring in two of these. I'm just supposed to Rockcast is strictly better against their deck. So how many shin hair does that leave me with for my my resource? We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a little on the low side, but it's probably fine. Let's give it a go. Oh, intimidation. Oh, I have to put a different gem on one of these squirrels. I'll put +1 and crush on that one too. Did I put intimidation on one of the gas as well? Gosh, this hand is so good with a blood threshold in it. Just like turn 2 Underworld Crusader off of an 0-3. Yeah, I just can't mulligan this. I just can't keep this. I might risk it if we had 1 blood threshold already, so that way we could like play these with a 2nd blood, but just like with just starting on a wild is definitely too risky. Yeah, that hand's fine. Not exciting, but fine. Hopefully they have a Crusader so we can Gemborn it. I'm going to lead on a Lilliped here for wild, and then we get blood from this and blood from this, then we have all of our thresholds. That way, just in case the sharpshooter dies, we'll still be able to do stuff. Oh, you know what? That was a sequencing mistake. I probably should have led on blood there, because if we draw a Strangle or a Rotcast, we won't be able to play it on the 2nd turn now the way we've sequenced. Play this. I feel like we're about to get Crusadered here. Like, usually that's why they keep a hand that's this slow. Maybe it already has Lasgars in it. They kept 7 this game. I'm pretty confused as to what exactly they have going on here. I'm just going to use this to make a rabbit, actually, in case they kill this one. Because we're not going to hold up Hero Fall this turn. We're going to play the Tactician out. I'll attack with the Sharpshooter for 1, I suppose. Actually, just no idea what they kept. Sure. Wonder if my opponent like boarded into a bunch of removal. I feel like their deck can't really afford to become a control deck post board. I guess they must just have like Lasgars with their opener, right? I'm getting kind of punished here for not leaving Hero Fall up. Like they got to trigger Assault twice now, but I think that was still the correct line to get the Tactician into play, especially like their hand just didn't have anything going on to start. That's a fantastic draw, especially since we've got almost enough resources to play it already here. You're going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the Battle Hopper, see what we get. Make this larger. Hero Fall this Stork. Because even if they have a Crusader next turn, I'd rather void that with the Gemborn Prowler. Now this is a 6/6 with Speed and Intimidate. Crusader's a good hit there. It also means that we actually don't have any Shin hair left for this to make anything, which is kind of sad. Those Dreadlings made this Gallows Ghast extra scary for next turn, which is sweet for us. We're just going to go ahead and pass here. If they have a bunch of scrounges, like a Rust Bucket Distractor would be pretty bad for us here. They'll get to scrounge that and make this not be able to block. Oh, that's rough for us. That card's pretty good in this matchup. Hits our Runeers and... Okay, sweet. I'll avoid your thing here and enter combat. And now this is an 11-11, and they're at a very convenient 22 right now. So, we're going to kill them in 2. I'm going to jump here. Go to 8. Hopefully we draw a Shin here so this can make an 0-1 that we can then sacrifice to gain 3 life. Oh, that's really good actually. That's just as good because we get to play this, which makes our idiots cheaper, so that I can play this out as a 5 cost, and then smash them for 12 here. Hopefully they don't have another Gemborn Prowler in their hand. And I think I'm actually supposed to sacrifice... Yeah, I'm supposed to sacrifice this to gain some life and draw a card here. Because they could just, like, Rust Bucket Distractor that, and then it won't be able to save me 3. Alright, sweet. Scoreboard. We are on it. 1-1 in the Arcana Vault tournament. Stay tuned for the next round, folks. Thanks for hanging out.